here. What you pull me over for? Man, you just pulled my door open for, man.
Because.
No, go get you. Go get your supervisor, bitch. Go get your supervisor. You don't whip my door open, dude. Yo, or what? You don't whip my door open, dude. Get the out of my face, man.
Because it's a white cop, and therefore it's an initial aggravation because a white man is telling you what to do. And these people lose their minds. And that girl is running around saying he didn't do nothing, They don't give a F about their kids. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com, TatumStore.com. Ladies and gentlemen, please do not be a procrastinator. Get your Father's Day gear now. All you have to do is put in Father's 30 or Father 30 and you'll get 30% off. We got all of your favorite stuff. This shirt that I have on now, we got hats, we got whiskey glasses, which is my absolute favorite. We even got cook stuff for you. So when your daddy out there grilling them burgers, he can have something that means something to him. Don't forget about the fathers, man, because Mother's Day, everybody go all out for mom and them, but we should show that same love and respect for dad. So we got a bunch of merch for dads on Father's Day. You got plenty to choose from. Make sure you put in discount code FATHER30 and get 30% off. If you want to know what not to do when it comes to dealing with police, this is a textbook video. If you want to know how much of a lying population of the melanin exists in America, that claim that they're afraid of police officers and all, they're afraid they're gonna get killed by the police. But this is how they act. And you tell me if this is a person who's scared, a person who legitimately fear police officers, or a person who's acting like they're supposed to act at a traffic stop. Viewer's discretion is advised. Roll the clip.
Here, what you pull me over for? Man, you just pulled my door open for, man.
Because.
Man, you don't just rip my door open. Oh, okay, I got my driver. You don't rip my door open, bro. No, or what? You don't rip your name up. Watch out, man. You don't rip my door open. No, you just rip my door open, dude. No, or what? No, I got my driver. You don't rip my door open. No, go get you. Go get your supervisor, bitch. Go get your supervisor. You don't rip my door open, dude. Yo, or what? You don't rip my door open, dude. Get the out of my face, man.
Babe, stop.
Oh! Rip my door open. Rip my door open.
Hey, that's not called for. That's not called for. That's not called for. It's not called for. That's 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 not called for.
I ain't even did nothing.
That's not called for.
I ain't did nothing.
That's not called for.
I ain't even did
That's
nothing.
not called for.
Roddy took 40.
That's not called
No,
for.
Roddy did
It's
nothing.
not called for. He ain't do
No, I'm not.
nothing.
Go get
You
your
yanked
supervisor,
his
bro.
door
Go
open.
get your supervisor,
Call your
bro.
supervisor.
Go get your supervisor, bro.
Bring your phone
Go
up.
get your
Why?
supervisor,
Give me
bro.
the phone.
Go get your supervisor, bro. Go get your supervisor, bro. Go get your supervisor, bro.
Hey Siri,
No,
call
go
time
get
out.
your supervisor. Call 911.
Can I give you guys some advice? This supervisor thing is overplayed. Law enforcement agencies are required to request a supervisor if you ask them to. However, they don't have to wait till a supervisor responds to take action against you, especially if you're doing this.
When an officer approaches your car, be polite.
Is there a problem, officer?
And stay in your car with your hands on the wheel.
What the you want, mother?
Unless you want to.
A supervisor is somebody that will come and communicate after the fact. It's not always during the call. You can't get out of something because you say, go get your supervisor, I don't want to talk to you. That's not how it works. A supervisor should be a reasonable request for a supervisor to come and assess the situation. But you acting a fool, the cop is gonna have to act. These people are watching too many fake lawyers online. You don't get to act a fool and then ask for a supervisor. When a cop tell you to get out of the car, you have to listen to his commands, whether you agree with them or not. And then when the cop, he opened the door, the cop just pulled it open and he blows up on the cop like this. Now, if this was me, this kid would have been already on the ground with a couple knocks on his head. Because you let them do all this, then that's when they grab a gun and they start doing all this. You got to get on they quick. As soon as he started doing what I told, I'm going to ask you, I'll tell you, and then I'm going to make you. That cleans it up. It cleans it up. Or if you feel like you can't take the guy yourself because it's two people, then you back off a little bit and give him some space, as long as they don't drive off. But for me, I'm sure I could take him and that girl at the same time. All right, roll the clip.
Call 911.
Stop
Call
touching
911. Call 911. Call 911, bro.
Got the kids in the car, too.
Call 911, bro. Call 911.
Hey,
Call
you scared
911.
my child.
Call 911. They my baby right here, bro. Call 911. Call 911.
No.
I ain't even did nothing, bro.
He ain't do
Call
nothing.
911,
He
bro.
yanked the car. Look at him.
Figure it
Look
out.
at him. Look at him. Look at this. Look at this. What the f? What y'all doing? He ain't even do nothing. He ain't do nothing. He ain't do nothing.
He ain't do nothing.
I need security.
Your hands.
He ain't do nothing. He not do nothing. He didn't do nothing.
He didn't do nothing.
He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. Get back.
He still won't put his hands behind his back.
No, he didn't do nothing. Can y'all call the police? Call the police.
Still won't put his hands behind his back.
Get back.
Don't push
Get
me.
back.
Don't
Get
push me.
back.
Don't push
Get
me.
back.
No, he didn't do nothing.
back.
He didn't do nothing. He didn't do
Get back.
nothing.
Get back.
He didn't do nothing.
He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. This is the police. This is the police. This is the police. He ain't do nothing.
He ain't done nothing.
He ain't do nothing.
Leaving the kids in the car.
He ain't do nothing. He ain't do nothing. Stop my daughter. My daughter's in the car. He ain't do nothing.
Put your hands behind your back now.
Hey Siri, call Marissa. Hey Siri, call Marissa. Hey Siri, call Marissa.
How do people like this exist? Go back to the beginning. Don't start it. I just want to comment. I do not understand for the life of me how a person will say, I'm afraid of the cops because they out here killing us, but yet you do everything in your power other than do this to get beat up and shot and hurt. If a cop comes to your door, you already getting pulled over. You know what it is. I think my 4-year-old know you need to show him your ID. Bro, if you ain't done nothing, show the man the ID. That's it. This guy, you could kill the sound and play it. This guy literally argued with this cop and did all of this over an ID. His kids in the car, his girl in the car. They out here just shooting black people for no reason. Like, what? Why would you act like this? And I'll say this. Pause it. It's what it is racism and hatred of authority. I guarantee you he don't have a good relationship with his dad. And he didn't have a dad to lead him and guide him on how to be a man. But also racism, because it's a white cop, and therefore it's an initial aggravation because a white man is telling you what to do. And these people lose their minds. And that girl is running around saying he didn't do nothing, he didn't do nothing. They don't give a F about their kids. Even if you don't like what a cop says, you don't act like that in front of your children. Why? Because you don't want to scare your children to death. What do you think these kids are thinking? Their daddy getting killed by police officers when all you had to do was give me ID just like this. I've been pulled over in my life. I even pulled myself over one time because I knew I was caught. I was flying. I saw that cop pull out. I said, all right, let me pull over for you. Hey, don't even, just come on over. Don't even turn your lights on, bro. I'm got, all right? I'm not going to even make you push the gas pedal. I'm going to scroll right over here on this side and come give me whatever ticket I deserve. I was going 90-something in a 75. I don't know what I was doing. I was howling in that big old red truck. You can't miss it. I say, look, man, he was apologizing. I said, man, look, I did it. You ain't got to apologize to me, man. You doing your job. I'm out here speeding. So it is what it is. I got to take that consequence. I ain't finna lie to you, act like I didn't know I was speeding. I'm flying. To be honest, he kind of helped me out because I was getting tired. I was falling asleep behind the wheel. I was nodding off a little bit. I was like, man, that's why I was driving so fast. I rolled the windows down. I'm like, thank God he pulled me over, man, because I was getting super tired. And it kind of woke me up when he pulled me over. So, and that's just, that was, I don't know how many, 2 or 3 years ago? Well, it was more than that. I think like 4 years ago. But regardless, I didn't argue with that man. I had my gun on me. I said, look, I had my hands on the steering wheel. I said, look, sir, I got a firearm on me. It's actually in my center console. because I took it off, you know, and put it in the center console because I didn't want it on me while I was driving. I didn't want to get pulled over with it on me. But it was in my center console. I said, you got a gun in there? He said, just don't reach for it. What would you like, my ID? I already had my ID and stuff prepped because I got my wallet in my pocket. I pulled my ID out because I know he going to want it. He came up, gave my ID, showed him my insurance on my phone. He ran my license plate. All my stuff is clean. And he said, I can, you know, you was going too fast. I got to give you a ticket. And in my mind, I'm like, he could have arrested me. To be honest, that's criminal speeding, going 30 over the speed limit, or however fast I was going to speed limit. But he didn't. He gave me a ticket. I took the ticket and I left. Thank you for your service. You know, what it is a projection of what's on the inside of these people. They don't get raised right. They got violence and hatred and evilness and bitterness in their heart. And so anytime somebody tell them what to do, they flash out on them. When in reality, you should just be a person of integrity and say, you know, I was wrong, man. I was speeding. Every time I've gotten pulled over, I think as an adult, I don't think I've denied anything. I got pulled over for going on the wrong side. I was crossing a speed bump. And then the guy was a jerk. And he was the worst cop on the Tucson Police Department, if you ask me. But when he pulled me over, I said, you know why I pulled you over? Yes, sir. You were crossing the wrong? Yep, I did it. I apologize, man. I wasn't trying to scratch my rims up, so I did it. Okay, what do you need from me? You know what I'm saying? ID, all right, here you go. Didn't even ask me for my registration. I mean, he didn't even ask me for my insurance card. And I was a little nervous a little bit because I hadn't been pulled over, you know, as an adult. And so I didn't think to give it to him. He didn't ask me. So I just gave my ID. He started getting intense with me, like, whoa, get out of the car. I'm like, okay. And like he wanted me to be mad or something. I'm like, I'll do whatever you tell me to do, bro. You the cop. I'm just here. I'm the one did the violation. I'm just here to take responsibility for what I did. I can tell you, so why didn't you get your registration done? And I said, well, I did get pulled over the other day. It was like 3 days ago by a state trooper. And I didn't know my registration was out because I don't pay for my registration, so I didn't know it was out. But when he pulled me over, I knew it was out. I told my father. My dad deals with my car because I'm in college. He deals with my car, and he told me he was going to get it fixed, and I'm sure he's going to get it fixed any day now. That's all I told him. Oh, I could take you to jail for this, right? And I'm like, I didn't know that, but okay. Like, what do you want me to do? I did it. You told me I did it. Give me these tickets. He arrested me for expired registration in a foreign state. So in the state of Arizona, if your registration of your vehicle is expired on out-of-state plates, it's a misdemeanor crime. So this guy arrested me. He paper arrested me. He where you get arrested and you sign to appear in court on a later date. He cited me for not having insurance, which he never asked me for. He cited me for driving on the wrong side of the road, which I wasn't driving on the wrong side of the road. I had crossed the double lines. There's a difference between crossing the double lines and driving on the wrong side of the road. I only my tires on the left side went around because I went around a speed bump. So my whole car wasn't on the wrong side of the road. So he got me for driving on the wrong side of the road, no insurance, arrested me for expired registration in the foreign state. And of course, all the charges got dropped when I went to court because it was bogus. All of it was bogus, except one, the driving on the wrong side of the road. And me being naive to the court system, I thought when they told me it was dropped that they dropped everything, right? They dropped the misdemeanor arrest. So I thought they dropped everything. I'm like, oh, all the charges are dropped. They held the wrong side of the road one. And then 3 or 4 years later, because the ticket was never addressed, they were going to suspend my driver's license while I was a cop. I got a letter in the mail at my grandma's house in Texas that said, and Willie B, rest his soul, my grandpa said, Brandon, I got this letter for you. And I say, well, what does it say? It says that your registration will be expired or suspended if you don't take care of this ticket. And I'm like, what? I'm a cop, man. I went through a background check. They tell me I ain't no outstanding tickets. Man, I had to go up to that court and got my car broke into because somebody tricked me, man. I even as a cop, they tricked me. I'm trying to park my car at the courthouse, and the guy was like, hey, bro, they got spots right over there, bro. It's free. He had me pull over in the spot that was free, but knocked my window out. He didn't steal anything. He just knocked my window out and rammed it through my car. I was having a bad day. But my daddy did help me get that suspension paid for. And I told you I had a warrant for my arrest, too, while I was a cop out of Denton County. I'll never forget that. The day before I found out I had a warrant for my arrest, I got a guy at a car on a traffic stop. He had a warrant for his arrest. He was like, bro, I had no idea I had a warrant for my arrest. And I'm like, who has a warrant for their arrest and they don't know? You know if you got a warrant for your arrest? Man, the next day, my dad called me. Hey, Brandon, Denton County Sheriff wants you to give him a call. And I'm thinking they recruiting me or something. I'm like, oh, yeah, all right, I'll call him. He said, this Brandon Tatum? Yes, sir. I just want to let you know you got a warrant for your arrest out of Denton County. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Hold on. What? I'm a cop. What do you mean I got a warrant for my arrest? How did I get a warrant for my arrest? They like that ticket back in 2010, and this is like 2015 or something. They like that ticket back in 2010 in Denton County, that the no seatbelt ticket, you never paid for it. It was a $200 ticket, and then now it's $500 because you didn't pay it. So if you got a warrant for your arrest unless you pay $500 to do it. Man, I had to tell my sergeant. And you know, I'm a person that don't hold back. So I'm like, I told in a briefing in front of everybody, I said, just so you know, Sergeant, I had a warrant for my arrest. And everybody at the briefing, they clown me forever because they remember me talking to that guy and saying, how you don't know you have a warrant? And then now I had a warrant. And so, of course, I couldn't drive until I dealt with it in patrol. So I ended up getting that taken care of, $500 fee. But anyway.